Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Episode 5 now.
Yep.
Amazing. It's so exciting. I absolutely love the studio, How are you though?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm loving these vibes. Right, it's giving very cozy vibes considering the weather outside right now is so grim and
I
horrible.
know, and it's July.
Yeah, I know what's going on. Bring the heat back. Like, I'm all up for it. I don't know whether about you.
I don't like the heat.
Okay, maybe not then.
We had to end up buying an AC unit because I was just dying.
Yeah.
And when you go upstairs, it's just too hot and I can't cope. And like when my sleep isn't good,
Yeah.
like, I'm just not a nice person.
To be fair, I'm missing like that cozy blanket kind of sleep.
Yeah.
Because right now
I like
it's like
cold, but not rain.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
the thing. But
no,
yeah.
same.
Anyway, this episode we are going to be diving into fitness, mostly weight training. So we're going to go into basics of weight training and the principle of progressive overload, tempo, what all of these things mean to like a newbie person going to the gym. I know I have a lot of clients who have just started weight training for the first time, which is really exciting that I actually read an article that don't quote me, but I can't remember the percentage, but a big percentage of women are now strength training as opposed to cardio.
That's amazing.
And in some gyms, they've had to actually remove cardio machines and replace it with strength training machines because it's so much more popular, which is amazing to hear and see.
Yeah, well, it's nice because we don't always have to be waiting half an hour for a machine to use or one machine being crowded by so many people always puts so many people off doing strength training just because treadmills are readily available, right?
Exactly. So first of all, let's like go into the benefits of strength training. So it's not just to look a certain way, it's to preserve some people call it like the best anti-ager because it preserves muscle mass, muscle tissue, lean muscle mass as well. And what that means is basically you're not going to look so old and frail when you get older. So when you get older, your muscle mass reduces naturally, and by strength training you preserve that to last longer. And it also means that when you are 70, 80 years old, you'll be able to put your socks on, you'll be able to get up out of a chair, you'll be able to not rely on other people. Like how many South Asian grandmas and granddads out there that need help? Like it's a lot. Like,
and they look older than they need to, right?
And you don't want to have to rely on your kids to do that for you. Like, come on. You want them to live their lives and not have to have that burden on them. So definitely it's really important that everyone is doing some form of strength training. So you can either do that at home or at the gym. Obviously at the gym it's a lot easier because you have more access to more weights, for example. But if you're willing to invest in a good like adjustable dumbbell and stuff to make sure that you are overloading progressively, getting stronger, then that's also good.
I think we need to kind of like go into like the strength training journey, right? Because I think for a lot of people it's daunting to even start strength training. So like, how did it work for you in terms of what made you get into it?
So my dad used to go to the gym and like we used to go with him sometimes and he would teach me like, what sets are, like what reps are and stuff. So for example, like sets are how many times you do an exercise. So say you were doing like the leg curl machine, you would do it 3 times and then reps means repetition. So how many of that movement you've done. So like a leg curl, like you're moving your legs like that, how many of those you do. So like say you do 10, that means you've done 1 set of 10. Then if you do that 2 more times, you've done 3 sets of 10.
Okay.
So he would explain that to me. Like this was when I was like 16, 17. And I remember at school, they for like our, I think year 11, like study leave or something, they made us go to a gym. So I used to do that with school, but then never like into it properly kind of thing. So I knew the basics of like that. And then also when you join a gym, you get a free induction. So the personal trainer or whatever will go through all the machines with you and give you a basic understanding of that and give you like a skeleton workout program that you can follow. So that's always included in any gym you join, to give you the basics. And then I went to uni. I didn't really go to the gym. I didn't do anything. And then, like I said, like in episode 1, I got coaches and stuff. And then they gave me workout plans. And then I didn't rely on them to teach me everything. I kind of took my own initiative and did my own research. So I would be on like YouTubing all these exercises, what the women that I wanted to look like, what they were doing, like see what exercises they were doing. And you basically want to start with your compound lifts. So that's things like squats, deadlifts, chest press, things like that. like fundamental movements and getting stronger with that. So you start off with a weight that's obviously light enough that you can manage and to be able to do like a comfortable, like say I always kind of aim for like 3 sets of 10 to 12. That's like a good way to start. So you start with that. You kind of do, say you're doing a squat, for example, just start with the bar first. If you really can't find the bar daunting, which a lot of people do, start off with dumbbells. So grab a dumbbell, hold it to your chest, do a squat for however many you can do. Say you do 12, you know, okay, that was quite easy. Let me try upping the weight and see how much I can do with that. So maybe you go from like 10 kg to 12 kg. And then when you're holding 12 kg, if you're struggling to do even 10 reps, you know, okay, that weight, I wasn't very good at that. Let's keep going with that. Then the next week, hopefully you've noted down last week what you've done. And then you'll think, okay, I can start off with 12 kg this time and see how I go. So you're just always kind of getting better and getting stronger.
Are you progressive overloading like on a weekly basis, or like is there set time? So for example, like
you kind of always want to be progressing within your sets. So that's something that my coach taught me, is that, so say you're doing like 3 sets, start off with like a lower weight. So like, I don't know, like say you're 10 kg for 12 squats, then do your 12 kg for 10 squats, and then maybe try 14 kg for 8 squats. So then you're always getting better. Then the next week, you could start off with 12, whereas this week you started off with 10. So you're always getting better then. Yeah. And I always find like you're always stronger than you think. So if you think, oh, no, I can't do it, like you're not working hard enough probably. Like if someone put a gun to your head and said, do another rep,
you'd be able
you
to
could do one, then you know you can do more. You have to go till failure. So going till failure means really like that last rep is a real struggle. You might not even be able to get up and down properly. Like you have to push yourself, because when you push yourself, that's when the magic is happening. That's when your muscle is tearing, it's under fatigue, it's going to have that stimulus in order to break and grow. If you're just doing 10, your face doesn't even change. And as in your face not changing, I mean like you're not even like
we're not turning into a monster here, guys.
You're not. You have to make those ugly faces and you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that's where change is going to happen. If you go to the gym and just do like 10 squats, want to look pretty in the gym and not care like about making progress, then you're not going to see your body change how you want it to change, and it's just pointless. You're wasting your time. Like you're better off staying at home meal prepping rather than going to the gym, because your body's not going to change.
So the confidence that you obviously have now to walk into a gym and know that you can progressively overload, has that come from like you just being coached in a certain way, or have you physically had someone there to kind of like show you how to do certain exercises? Because I think that's something that people a lot like struggle with.
So I would say always get help at first. So I had a PT in like 2019. I think I did like 3-4 sessions with her, and she obviously taught me the basics. And having someone there physically with you is always better, because you've got someone to show you. And then I did my own research. So I got really interested in it, so I wanted to kind of go and see like how to do things properly. Like I just want, like, you have to have that keen interest and like keenness to learn, that kind of thing.
I think that's with anything though, really, isn't it?
You can't just expect to like
take the easy road
and know everything straight away. You have to do a bit of background revision and knowledge of that. So I kind of did that and just was constantly learning. And then I started my PT course, and that was a lot of like weight training and learning stuff like that, and learning more advanced techniques and stuff. So that got me more and more confident. But initially I wasn't confident to go in. It did take time, but the more you do something, the more comfortable you feel, the better you get at it, the more confident you feel. If you don't do something much, you're never going to feel confident. It's like this, like we were so nervous at first, but now it feels a bit more natural and a bit better. So it's with anything in life, you have to do it and you have to get better at it. And
I think I heard a quote from someone saying that confidence comes from putting yourself in like awkward and insecure kind of positions and putting yourself out there. I think that's definitely like true for when you're at the gym, is like if you just push yourself a little bit, you could be very comfortable in doing the same kind of sets day in, day out. But like you said, it's about increasing that, making those ugly faces and pushing through. Because like let's be honest, you may feel that people are looking at you at the gym, but really, like,
no, they're not. Because again, you have to like, to grow, you have to go out of your comfort zone. If you're just in your comfort zone, you're never going to grow. And if you want to grow lean muscle, you have to do that. So that would be the basis, is always progressively overloading, and also not doing random workouts all the time. Like, I know some of my friends, me myself, I used to save random workouts on Instagram, on TikTok, and think, oh yeah, today I'm going to do this workout. Like, again, wasting your time. You need to follow a solid plan that's built for you, and you don't need to have a coach. You can ask ChatGPT to make you like a workout plan. There's so much out there now. There's apps there that you make you a plan, like get a PT, for example, but have that plan in place, like whether it's 3 days a week, 4 days a week, that you stick to week in, week out for at least 12 weeks. Stick to something for 12 weeks, get stronger at it, get better at it. It will be boring, it will be repetitive, but that stuff works.
But so you don't even really need to change your plans a lot, do you? You can have like some core exercises that you do in each section that you're training. Like, for example, you're doing arms, you're doing legs or whatever. You could consistently do that day in, day out, and just increase the weight. And then still build the same amount of progress. Then completely switching up your plan every 3 months or whatever.
So to give some perspective, like, I've been with my coach since August last year. She's probably only changed my plan 3 times. And it's nearly been a year. And you don't need to do that. Like, whereas before, when I was switching it up, I was never seeing progress. Ever. Like, my body just never changed. Whereas when you can literally see the progress from when you first started an exercise to when you do it, like, at the end of the 12 weeks, like, the difference is crazy. And if you film yourself, it's even better to look at, because you look at where you started and you look at where you are now. Like, your form's better, you're lifting so much heavier, you can actually see that progress, and it's motivating. And then after 12 weeks, if you change it, it's not even because you need to change it, but it's more just like a refresh to be like more motivated, make it, to switch it up a bit, that kind of thing. So many of my clients say to me, oh, can we do something else now? And I'm like, no, you need to stick to it for 8 to 12 weeks consistently, and then we'll change it, because like I said, it will be boring, it will be repetitive, but that works.
And I think that's probably what helps people stay consistent as well, is if you're doing the same thing day in, day out, you're learning how to do the form properly as well, right? Exactly. So you're getting better at doing that one form, whereas if when you switch things up, you're then having to relearn how to do the next form, at which point
and that's another thing I get them to do, is video themselves, send it to me, and then I check their form and make sure they're doing it right. Because again, if your form is wrong, then there's no point doing the exercise. Because a lot of the time they're lifting heavy, but their form is wrong. So I say, okay, drop the weight, get your form right, and then lift heavy, because you don't actually have to lift so heavy to see progress. If you're following the right form and you're not rushing your reps, then you will see more progress, and you will kind of, how do I explain it? Like, you will just be able to feel that burn more, kind of thing. So I always follow a tempo kind of style of training, which basically means in the eccentric part of the exercise. So for example, a squat, when you're coming down, if you go down for a tempo of 3, so when you're going down, I count like 1, 1, 1, because that's like the first rep, and then go back up, hold it, go down again, 2, 2, 2. Whereas if you're just going up, down, up, down, up, down, like
people sometimes think that that's better to do, actually. But
that's just a glorified form of cardio. Because like the dreaded body pump classes, that's literally what they do. It's just cardio. Like you're lifting baby weights, you're doing it at such a fast pace. You're not stimulating your muscle to rip and grow. You're just raising your heart rate. Which is cardio. So following that tempo, again, you'll find that you have to drop the weight, because you're going slower, you've got more time and attention, and you're stimulating your muscle to grow more. So when girls come to me and say, oh, I don't want to lift heavy, I don't want to look bulky, like you don't even have to lift heavy if you're doing it right.
Because I think that's one thing that I found is, obviously, like, I was probably one of those people that, like you said, does random workouts here and there and think I'm going to be getting abs and I think I'm going to get muscle, and that's not the case, and it hasn't been since. But obviously I've dropped cardio a little bit now, and I'm focusing more on strength training, and I've actually lowered my weights now in terms of what I was lifting before, because I am doing it slower and I feel the burn more now. And this isn't me going to the gym. This isn't me doing like tons of different workouts. It's probably 3 or 4 same workouts that I'm doing. I'm doing it at home, and all I've got is like a bench. I've got a few dumbbells that vary in weight, and I've got some kettlebells, and that's literally it in terms of strength training that I have.
That's all you need.
That's all you need, right? And I've kind of put some workout plans together, and I'm doing maybe 5 or 6 different exercises, and like you said, 10 reps.
Yeah. Again, the workouts don't need to be long, like 5 exercises is plenty, and then you're in and out within an hour.
Yeah.
You don't need to do like 10 exercises in one session to see that progress.
But it is true, but you feel like I've gone down in weights a little bit, like have I gone weaker? But it's actually because I'm taking it slower now, and I intend to increase. But I think my kind of struggle at the moment is knowing when to increase, because like I feel like I'm still struggling with this weight. How can I then increase a little bit more? And I think it's
knowing you're stronger than you think.
Yeah.
So you might think you're struggling, but just try getting that extra rep. If you really can't, like, again, imagine someone's got a gun next to you. If you could do it without dying, then you know you can do it. Having a spotter as well is handy.
It's handy to have.
Like if your husband's around, if you really feel like you're going to, but again, if you're going slower, you don't need to lift so heavy.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that's important, because you will reduce your risk of injuries.
Okay.
Because if you're lifting too heavy and you're not having a clue that you're doing it right, you're going to risk hurting your back, hurting your whatever, and being out of action for a while.
I think that's when you are trying to increase the weight, is balancing, is if I increase the weight, am I then going to damage my form? Because then you'd rather be lifting lighter but doing the exercise properly, rather than lifting heavy and your arms are going everywhere and you're not targeting anything.
And that's one thing that, like, I used to think, oh, I'm doing like 150 kg hip thrust and I'm doing so well, etc. But when I sent it to my coach, she was like, your form is rubbish. Like, drop the rate, do it properly, have that time and detention. I was like, oh, but I can only do like 90 kg now. She's like, it doesn't matter. Like, no ego lifting here. Like, you're doing it right, and you're gonna see more progress in the way your body looks. Rather than what you're lifting, because again, nobody knows what you're lifting. Like, it doesn't matter.
Do you know what sometimes I used to do at the gym is, if I used to lift lighter, then before I used to reset the machine, I used to put it on a heavier weight and then walk off and be like, I was lifting that. In reality, nope. To be fair, I did get like over 100 on leg press, and I was pretty proud of that at that point. But I'm not at the gym anymore, so I don't know where I'm at with those kind of exercises, but I'm still working on it. But I think that's where you've got to sometimes wind it down and bring it back to basics, and accept that it's not dampening your ego by lifting a lighter weight, but at least you're doing it properly. You're doing the right exercises, focusing on few things, and you will see differences. Because I have my sister, absolutely amazing. Like, she's one of my clients, and she's been doing my plans for the last 6 months now. Nourishment and fueling and all that to one side, but let's just talk about her consistency in the gym. This isn't something that she isn't lifting heavy, but she's going to consistent classes and she's doing the same exercises again and again. And she showed me a picture, and I wish I could share it, and she had her arms up, and that was some muscle definition. Even I was a little bit jealous, like, what is going on here? But it wasn't anything major, but it was, like you said, just a little bit of progressive overloading, a little bit of consistency, and doing the same thing but doing it properly. And I
same with my sister. Like, she's done amazing. She lost like 6 kg with me or something, and she was only going gym 3 times a week, which is all you need. Sticking to a calorie deficit, high protein. Now she's doing it on maintenance, and she's fine doing it alone now. I don't coach her anymore. But her whole body's changed. She's had 2 kids. She's got abs now. And I actually posted a transformation yesterday, but again, it's a shame I can't post like the actual stomachs, because she literally got a 6-pack and it was insane to see. But it's really good. It's really nice to see. Because everyone says it's not just about aesthetics, but that's the first thing you look at. I mean, like, even a hijabi here over here looks in the mirror and be like, I need those abs, you know. Yeah, exactly. And that's the first thing you do look at, not to mention all the long-term benefits.
No.
But no, weight training has like literally changed my life.
So is it important to do like cardio, then like low intensity cardio afterwards as well? Does that kind of like speed up the process?
So it depends like what stage you're at. So if you're in a fat loss phase, then you can introduce some cardio, because that's going to increase your deficit, and cardio is good for your heart health, so you shouldn't ever neglect it. You should always have like a step goal to reach, but that's not cardio, that's your NEAT, so what we explained in the other episodes. is basically to keep walking, because that's going to accelerate fat loss. But cardio would be like increasing your heart rate. So things like running, bike, cross trainer, rower, stairmaster, things like that, HIIT classes, that's all forms of cardio, because your heart rate is above a certain level. But again, it depends on your goals. So like right now I'm just maintaining, so I'm actually not doing any cardio at the moment. I probably should be, because it's good for your heart health, but I just don't have time. And I'd rather prioritize my weight training and stuff. But if someone was trying to lose weight, then I wouldn't solely rely on cardio, because it makes you hungry. And if you're going to do lots of cardio and feel hungry and then eat loads as a result of it, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot and not lose any weight. So better to focus on steps, weight training, calorie deficit, protein, and then always add in low impact cardio, like even on the bike. I think the bike is probably my go-to, because it's good on your knees. Rather than running. Running. My mum always tells me don't run, because you're going to ruin your knees. So bike is really good for your knees. Your heart rate doesn't go as high, so you're not working it as hard. And you can just, it's easy. You can just watch your thing on your phone, put your phone there, watch Netflix or something for half an hour, do like half an hour. And that's like zone 2, zone 3 cardio, which again is proven that is better for fat loss than zone 4, zone 5, which is where your heart rate is like over 180, and you're not actually, it's good for endurance. So like if you want to be an athlete and stuff, but if you don't, then there's no point.
We had a couple of questions for this one as well, don't we? So shall we go into that? Because I think there's so much out there in terms of like fitness and cardio, but I think that there's a lot of focus on strength training now, which is really good to see, because it has such a positive impact on your body, right? So let's see the first one.
So the first one is, how often should I change my workout plans? But again, we just went through this. So 12 weeks, I would say.
Okay, so you change it every 12 weeks?
8 to 12 weeks, yeah. Again, there's no point keep changing it up when you need to be consistent at it and show that you can be consistent.
Okay. I've lost the question.
Have you found that? Okay, no worries. I'll take over. So number 2 is, what's more important, steps or weight training? So in order of importance of everything that I tell my clients is calories, protein, steps, weight training, cardio, because more often than not, people come to me to lose weight. So in terms of losing weight, steps is obviously going to get you more than weight training, but weight training is obviously really important as well.
It's going to help you in the long run as well, right?
Yeah, I think if you're maintaining, then weight training maybe would be more important, just so you've got enough muscle to sustain the amount of calories that you are eating.
Okay, so I've got the next one. I've found it now. Do you ever feel more insecure now than you're into fitness?
100%. I feel like obviously now that we put ourselves out there,
you've got a certain standard to live to, right?
Yeah, and I feel like maybe I'm not like the leanest I could be, but right now I have other goals in life that I'm trying to do and stuff. So it's always never about aesthetics. It's about your health, your well-being, looking nice and decent and stuff. But there's phases in life that you go through that you might want to look slimmer. You might want to just look the same. You're never going to look the same all year round. It's just impossible.
I think we have to keep reminding ourselves that we are also human. And although we've come so far in our fitness journeys now, there's different goals at different points in life. And although we're coaching people to kind of get to their point, we have to remember that we are not necessarily our journeys aren't the same.
Exactly.
So everybody has different goals, and just remembering to give yourself a little bit of grace. The same way that we kind of encourage our clients, we need to kind of have that for ourselves as well, right?
100%. Yeah. Because obviously people probably come to me and would expect me to look a certain way. So it is a lot of pressure, but it's okay.
But you still look great anyway.
Oh,
so
thank you. I think some of my clients actually look better than me.
Which is kind of reward for you, because it shows your hard work.
It's good. Yeah. I'm always glad they come to me.
So, do you ever feel like a fraud when you fall off track yourself?
Oh yeah, like literally with my foot. So I don't know if you guys saw on Instagram, I dropped a dumbbell on my foot. So yeah, this is another thing. Don't put weights on the bench. Don't just put it on the floor.
I do it all the time.
Because usually a 20 kg dumbbell is really stable on the bench, but this time I don't know what happened. It wasn't. I took my shoes off to do deadlifts, and it literally fell off the bench, bounced off the floor onto my foot. And now I've been out of action for like half a week now. The top of my foot is all bruised and stuff. So I'm unable to do my steps, go back to the gym. And that has been really hard for me because I'm so used to waking up, doing my walk, going to the gym. It's messed up my whole routine, my whole week. I did feel really upset inside about it. But then I thought, okay, let me just change this narrative. Like maybe God did this for a reason. Yeah. Maybe I need to just
slow down,
and take it easy, which has been nice in a way. But yeah, always like I do feel that pressure. Do you?
I think for me is like when I'm juggling so many different things to then try and squeeze exercise and fitness or healthy diets or nutrition into it. Because when you're working full time and then you've got your kids, and then also at the moment, like it's check-ins, and then it's providing feedback for your clients and boosting them. And it's like, right, I'm telling them to do the 10,000 steps, but here I am doing check-ins and I've barely moved.
I've never done like 200 steps.
So it's really difficult to balance all that. But again, you're not robots. You've just got to find time where you need to, and then give yourself a little bit of grace as well, knowing that you will get it done. You've got that mindset there anyway. So you will get there.
Exactly.
It's just some days are harder than others, right?
Perfect. So I hope this has helped people with their fitness journey. And obviously, like I said before, our DMs are always open if you're struggling with anything. But I think to take away from this, what would be best is just to start. Like, don't think about it, just start. Even if you're doing things wrong, it doesn't matter. Everyone starts from somewhere. Just get out there and start.
Put yourself out of your comfort zone.
Yeah,
I know it's difficult to do.
Get a PT,
and
get
start
an
small.
induction.
Start small. Start in your house. Do some skipping in the back garden.
YouTube
get
has
some
so
dumbbells.
many videos, like
it doesn't
beginner
need to be
strength training, this, that. Like, there's so much out there now. Like, there's literally no excuse. So you can start. Like, you don't even need to have a coach or do anything like that. You can do your own research. So definitely do that. And it was fun talking about it though.
And I've learned some things myself, because
I'm really hoping I can get back in the gym soon.
You will be there. Just don't put too pressure on yourself, and you know, like, you don't want to damage it even more.
Exactly.
But strength training is not reliant on you moving your leg too much. You can still do upper body, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was more just putting the trainer on because it's bruised. So even now it's like hurts. But what we do for the podcast. But I hope you guys have enjoyed listening to this, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you for listening.